I'm Ethan, I love muzzleloading. We have a couple pieces of muzzleloading news for you today. The first is an update about GOEX black powder. I received an update this past weekend that the new equipment is being set or is scheduled to be set this October, with production ideally beginning on, again, American-made domestic black powder at the first of the year. That being said, the first runs of black powder coming from the, again, worked on GOEX black powder plant are going to be straight to military production. As we've known this entire time, the military has full priority here on powder production, but we do have some insights and some updates after almost an entire year of radio silence. We don't know when that powder production will shift away from military production at this time, but I'll be sure to update as soon as I hear that production is shifted to civilian and sporting grade black powder. As excited as I am for us to have an update here, we've also heard the first of the year 3 times, I think now, as far as the GOEX story goes. So I'm hoping that they can stick on schedule. I have heard that the equipment that is coming in is being built on site. And it's going to be very modern equipment compared to what they have been working with in the past. While frustrating for everybody involved, from the company to the consumer, especially the government, I guess, too. The equipment that's being put in now is going to be state-of-the-art. And we're going from like early to mid 20th century to now 21st century technology here for the GOEX plant, with this particular machine that's scheduled to be set in October. On August 15th, we got another update about imported black powder coming in from Europe, from Buffalo Arms. In this August 15th email, Buffalo Arms strongly recommended that customers looking to purchase black powder get in their back orders now to be at the front of the line for this shipment that's coming in the next 4 to 5 weeks as of that August 15th email. Quote, due to recent supply and demand, we strongly suggest you place your back order of black powder ASAP. Our next shipment is limited and is estimated for arrival in 4 to 5 weeks. We have been informed this will be the case for our next shipment in January as well. Buffalo Arms Company. It's super common for these kind of emails and this kind of supply strain to affect every other black powder distributor in the United States here. So I expect to see similar emails from other retailers, or at least similar updates as we get closer to this shipment arriving. During the spring national shoot at the National Muzzleloading Rifle Association in June 2025, we heard whispers about Schutzen losing one of their corning presses due to some kind of malfunction at the plant, but at the time of writing, I've not received any confirmation from the company. Real black powder, still tough to find. Still frustrating to find. Hoping that we start seeing powder produced January 26. I know I've said this before and I sound like a broken record, and believe me, it's wearing on me, but I'm hopeful that we start to see that happen. If you're looking for powder, as always, reach out to your retailers, reach out to your local muzzleloading club. The National Muzzleloading Rifle Association has a list of their charter club directories, and consider getting involved in those clubs. You can get a lot of mentorship, you can get a local place to shoot, and you get a great knowledge base there as well. Really encourage you to check that out. In some even more somber news, Powder Valley suffered a devastating warehouse fire. In an email sent out the morning after the fire, Powder Valley had this to say. Quote, a fire tore through our main warehouse and offices in the middle of the night this past weekend, destroying almost everything. Thankfully, our Powder Valley family is safe, as are the first responders, and for that we're deeply grateful. There's a long road ahead, so please keep the prayers coming. We need all the support we can get. With all of you by our side, we'll come back even better than before. The head of Powder Valley did an interview with a local news station. I'm going to run a little clip of that here, and I'll have a link to the full video in the description for this video, as well as at ilovemuzzleloading.com.
This is primarily where all of our smokeless powder was.
A total loss.
It's gone. It's all gone.
Powder Valley's gone.
Powder Valley has set up their own dedicated web page to updates, and they're promising to update the public when they hit consistent milestones for progress towards getting back online. They're also going to send in-stock alerts as new products arrive. One glimmer of hope in this tragic news is that Powder Valley has an off-site warehouse that was totally unaffected by this fire. A small subsection of their inventory is still available to be purchased and is still actively being shipped. Noel also goes on to say that if you'd like to support the recovery at Powder Valley, you can purchase those items that they still have in stock and still have in good inventory. They also have digital gift cards that you can purchase now and spend later when that product comes into inventory for Powder Valley. This is going to help them get on their feet and help get things flowing a little bit quicker if you are able to do so. I have links to everything we've talked about with Powder Valley in the video description, as well as at ilovemuzzleloading.com for you to check out and see what the updates are past the time this video is published. One of the other big pieces of muzzleloading news we haven't got a chance to talk about is the acquisition of Green Mountain Barrel by Thompson Center. I was asked a lot about this news when it broke and as things started to filter out through the community, because it's kind of an odd thing. You know, Green Mountain's always been kind of one of the giants in muzzleloading, but it is true. The news is real. And for me, I just see it as the next logical step for Greg Ritz and the Thompson Center team to move forward, as they've stated in their press release, to further vertically integrate their company, giving them more control of their supply chain and their manufacturing so that they can control manufacture on what they want when they want. It's just modern business optimization, really, coming to the muzzleloading world. Not just coming to the muzzleloading world in this aspect. I think this is more of a high-profile introduction of this concept to the muzzleloading world. It's happened before. It will always happen, or it can always happen in the future. This is just pretty big. The big question about this acquisition is, will Green Mountain continue to produce barrels for the rest of the muzzleloading world? The concern here being that now that Thompson Center owns Green Mountain, they will only produce barrels for Thompson Center and not produce any to the other makers out there, or just Joe Blow muzzleloading enthusiast that wants a Green Mountain barrel. Shortly after this news broke, Kibler put out a statement because of the onslaught of questions that they were getting about their supply of Green Mountain barrels. Quote, "We have an important update about barrels. Green Mountain was recently acquired by Thompson Center Arms. While the acquisition is still underway, we've experienced a small shortage of barrels, causing some delays. Quote, this is only temporary. We've been told Green Mountain will continue operating independently and supplying barrels to us, which we are very excited about." So in the long term, that seems like good news. It sounds like we're experiencing a small shortage right now while the paper pushers push their papers back and forth as to what this acquisition looks like and what it looks like moving forward. But hopefully, ideally, we continue to see Green Mountain barrels spread through the muzzleloading community, not just absorbed into Thompson Center Arms. And another neat update that's happened since I started recording this, Greg Ritz just recently did an article asserting his dedication to the traditional muzzleloading line, saying again that he's still dedicated to bringing back the traditional side lock line. Shared a bit of an update on the timeline on when he expects that to happen. This renewed timeline puts production starting in late 26 into 27 for percussion hawking, and then we're looking at development in 27 and release in 28 for what Greg considers to be a Flintlock from Thompson Center. This news is coming out of Pennsylvania. Again, a huge market for Flintlocks in Pennsylvania because of their exclusive Flintlock season. We've seen other states adopt traditional or heritage seasons in the years past since Thompson Center's been kind of dormant. So it's a little expected to see Thompson Center going after that market. The other big player there is Traditions, of course, and then you have, I think, Kibler and Pedersoli in that running as well. Different markets for different things that different people are looking for, but Thompson Center still sees, and at least says they care about their connection and their start in traditional muzzleloading. So we'll have to see what happens. Apart from all of that, we're still seeing what seems to be regular restocks for muzzleloading supplies at your big retailers. You know, you're not muzzleloading exclusive retailers across the country, your outdoor shops, your Walmarts, your sporting goods stores. Caps and powders and primers and things and propellants, whatever you want to call it, are coming into stores now. So now's the time to start checking out your local shops and at least your big box shops. Always support the little guy when you can, of course. That's all I've got for you. Once again, I'm Ethan. I love muzzleloading. I'll have more information for anything we discussed in this episode at ilovemuzzleloading.com for you to check out and learn from. Thanks again. We'll catch you next time.
I was watching all this.